New faces and new leaders. We talked to the South Summit girls basketball squad as they head in to the 2022-2023 basketball season. Also, getting ready for the mountain, we go over to Sun and Ski Sports to tell you about all the newest gear and the best deals that you can get up here in Park City. There seems to be an ongoing theme here in the Wasatch back this season for the boys and girls basketball teams. With Trey Pace gone, who is going to be their top scorer? With Max McKee as well as Gibson Walton gone for the South Summit Wildcats, who are going to be the new senior leaders that are going to take over this basketball team? And for the girls basketball team over at South Summit, who is going to fill in the spots for Reagan Sanderson, who was one of the top scorers in the entire state of Utah last year? Well, I talked with a handful of players who believe that this team is going to have a fantastic season. Let's take a look. Hey everyone, right now we are joined by Emma, Mariah, and Brittany. We're currently here at South Summit getting ready for the girls basketball season. How are all of you doing?
Good.
Yeah. How excited are each of you? I'll just go down the line. How excited are each of you to start this season off, get ready for another basketball season?
I'm so excited. It's going to be so fun.
Yeah, we haven't been in the gym in a while, so it'll be good.
Yeah, it's going to be a good senior season, I hope.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. There's a lot of seniors. There's also some sophomores. It's a younger team this year. What have the adjustments been like going from last year where there was a lot of senior leadership compared to this year where there's a lot more sophomores? I mean, both of you are sophomores, that's correct. So what's it been like kind of changing up, having a younger team this year in comparison to years past?
It's kind of weird, not going to lie. I feel like we worked together really well, though. We played together a little bit in middle school, but yeah.
Yeah. In terms of years past and things like that, how long have each of you been playing basketball? Because sometimes younger programs like this, they typically don't have players that have been playing their entire lives. How long have each of you been playing basketball?
I've been playing probably since like 4th grade. So yeah.
Same. Yeah, like itty bitty, probably like 2nd grade, yeah.
Practice kind of just started recently, but how long have practices been going on?
So we've been practicing since last Monday, so around a week and a half right now.
Yeah. And how are things looking? How have things kind of changed over the last year, and how are things kind of adjusting going into this year?
It's a little bit of like a different vibe, you know, just because we don't have so many like older girls. But it's good for us because like we're learning to step up and be the new leaders in the gym. Yeah.
No, and kind of one of the big questions is last year, one of the big names was Reagan Sanderson, who led the state in a bunch of different statistical categories or was at the top of them. Who has been kind of filling the voids of the scoring and the shooting side of things with Reagan being gone?
I feel like, honestly, we all work together really well, so just getting each other opportunities to score and make our own shots and stuff.
You mentioned playing in middle school together, each of you. How much has this team kind of been able to spend on the court together, and have things kind of been different in any way this year in comparison to years past?
So in years past, I mean, a lot of us haven't had a varsity spot, but now since older girls are gone and all of us are stepping up, I feel like we're bonding really well.
Yeah, so that being said, a new coach at the helm, how have things kind of been adjusting to a new coach?
Well, at first it's always hard, but over the summer we had camps together, and so it's been a really good adjustment. Yeah, he's really good, so we're excited.
Yeah, how was the summer? How were camps and things like that, getting to play with everyone and kind of just getting to know the team a little bit better?
It was good. We learned a lot of new plays, just a different coaching type, but we get along really well with him.
What were some of the adjustments? Did you have any tournament games, any summer ball, or anything like that outside of just the camp itself?
St. George camp.
We probably played like 12 games there, so it was good, yeah.
Okay, so a good amount of reps with this team already. In terms of differences from last year compared to this year, what would you say are there any stylistic changes? You mentioned the coach change and things like that. So is the team going to look different on the court than they did in years past?
I feel like we probably will just because different coaching type. Last year we ran a lot This year we still run a lot, but we get lots of reps in through plays and through all the just inbounds and
Scrimmages, yeah.
It seemed like the team was a very heavily shooting team, a three-point shooting team last year. This year, is there going to be a little bit more ball movement, a little bit more post games and things like that?
I think we're going to have to move the ball quite a bit because we do have like a couple pretty good shooters on the team, but I feel like we're going to be like more of a stronger team like inside the post.
Well, that definitely could be, something that, a lot of teams are playing on the outside. If this team can be a team that plays on the inside, it could be very beneficial. In terms of matchups, in terms of teams that you're looking forward to playing, is there any specific team that flies off the page for any of you that you're looking forward to playing?
I don't know. Our first game is Duchesne, and we beat them, we played them twice last year, and we beat them the first time, second time we lost. So it'll be interesting to see how we do this year. Hopefully it goes well.
I personally look forward to North Summit just because they're our rivals. I hope we can beat them this year just because it's my senior year and we haven't beat them in a long time. So.
Well, that team is full of talent as well. I mean, there's a lot, but they are specifically a much smaller team. Do you think that that's going to be something that's going to be big, is just playing on the inside with a team like that, and I believe it's going to be here this year, is that correct? So that'll also be nice to have the South Summit, to have the game here in Camas and things like that. Leading into that game, is there anything in terms of strategy, anything that you'd like this team to work on going into the season, going into maybe a big game like the game against North Summit?
I think defense we definitely need to work on. I mean, defense wins a game or loses a game,
Well, I really appreciate the time for each and every one of you. Thank you so much for the time. Can't wait for the entire season. Thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. Well, it's not just new players on the court. There's also a new face as the head coach of the South Summit Wildcats. Matt Mapstone has 27 years of basketball coaching experience, and he's looking forward to seeing what this South Summit girls basketball team can do for years to come. Here's myself hanging out with Coach Mapstone. Hey everyone, right now we are joined by Matt Mapstone of South Summit girls basketball. And Coach, first year here at the helm, how are you feeling? How's the team looking?
We're young. We're very young. We only have 2 seniors. As a Park City guy coming into South Summit, it's pretty hard to put the green on at first, but you know what? It's working out so far.
A pretty unbelievable story. So you graduated from Park City back in the day. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with Park City, as well as how you ended up here in Camas?
Wow. Well, Park City years ago, playing against Camas or South Summit, the Craig Rideout era. I don't know if everybody knows about that, but we never did too well here. And then, later in my life, I coached at Park City and Judge Memorial and Summit Academy, and we always seem to be in the same region with South Summit. I haven't won too many games here. I've won a lot of games, but not too many in this gym.
Well, how special is this specific team? A lot of seniors gone from last year, a lot of changes being made. This is going to be a new-looking team. I'm curious what you are looking forward to with the roster that you have at hand.
Well, I've got a strong sophomore class, and we're going to compete. We competed all summer playing against 4 and 5A schools. We don't have the numbers as much as other schools, but the kids play very, very hard. We've got good juniors. In the next 2 years, this will be a contending team. You never know what happens in 1 year. We could pull it off.
Teams continue to grow. Teams continue to get better, especially when you have young sophomores. I mean, in 2 years, this really could be one of the top teams in all of 3A. But talking a little bit about some of the adjustments, and actually specifically I want to talk about the summer. What was it like going to tournaments, seeing other teams playing bigger schools and things like that? Do you think that's helping the team?
Oh, it absolutely helped. But the problem with the summer is we just got introduced to each other. So it was a growing process. I mean, we went to team camp, and the kids, we've been together maybe 2 or 3 weeks, but they responded fantastically, competed for me. It's a whole new system from last year. It's going to take 2 or 3 games to get us in sync. But you know what? We're in a very tough region. Probably one of the toughest in the state. Morgan and Grantsville are no joke, and we'll go out, we'll go compete. We'll see what happens.
That is one thing I wanted to ask you about. I don't want to take your whole playbook and show it to the entire world, but what are some of those changes? And I know last year was a big outside shooting team. Now Emma Broadbent, one of the biggest names on the team, is a huge post player, a very fantastic player as well. What are some of the things that are changing and you're adjusting to with this new roster?
Well, we've got to develop shooters around Emma right now, and that's what we're doing. Also, we need to do, we're not big and as fast as these other schools, so we're going to have to do some different things. I'm not going to give them all to you, but we'll have to do some things, change it up on defense, offensively. If we can get to make shots, we'll be trouble for people.
You mentioned that you've been coaching for about 27 years,
Yeah.
and that's a very, very long time. In terms of where you're at in your coaching career now, what do you think is one of the most important things leading this new team, this new program as the South Summit Wildcats?
You need them to play hard. You need to get the kids to play hard for you. I work hard for them. They see it. We trust in each other. The unity on this team is something that probably wasn't here last year. But right now, we're a solid unit. We love each other, and that's what it takes in tough games, to have each other's backs.
Well, the season kicks off next Tuesday against Duchesne. How much are you looking forward to that game? And who's maybe a team that you're looking forward to in the future?
We've got Duchesne, and then we have them again at the Delta tournament. Emma won't be there for the first game with Duchesne, so it's going to be tough. The kids are going to have to step up. There's some. Like I said, I've been at Summit Academy, Judge, and Park City. Well, they all happen to be on our schedule this year, so those should be fun games. I know the coaches there pretty well. So we look forward to those games, and then Region's going to be a grind. Yeah, looking forward to state.
Absolutely cannot wait for it. Coach, it was so nice to meet you. Thank you so much for the time.
pleasure.
We cannot wait for the season.
Great.
Well, the mountain is open here in Park City, and that means everyone needs to be getting their new gear and getting ready for the ski season. So I got the chance to go over to Sun and Ski Sports to talk about some of the deals that they've got going on as the holiday season is here, and on top of that, talk about some of the services that they provide. Well, the winter season is here and the mountain is open here in Park City, and so we wanted to come over to Sun and Ski Sports, talk to Garrett a little bit about ski tuning. Garrett is one of the managers over here at our Park City location. Garrett, thank you so much for joining us, and could you tell us a little bit about what you do here?
So I'm the hard goods coordinator. So basically what I am in charge of is I'm in charge of basically laying out the floor, just making sure we got all of our current season skis, snowboards, boots, bindings, all that stuff out on the floor. That way it's easy for all the customers to kind of come in, take a look at what we got, hopefully get ready for the new season and get out there and enjoy that fresh snow. I also help out here in the tuning section as well, as much as I can. We offer a lot of different stuff in here, and so we just like to help people and get them all set for the season.
Yeah, well, that's kind of the big thing that we want to talk about is the tuning services that are offered here. Could you tell us some of the deals and some of the things that are going on here at Sun and Ski Sports throughout the winter season?
Yeah, so basically some of the stuff that we offer is we offer a variety of different tuning packages for people. So we start off with like our Tune 1, which is going to be our basic tune. That's going to be $60. So basically if you need any base work, so basically over the belt, over the stone, come in, we'll run your skis and snowboard over that. We'll also do a wax, edging, that stuff as well. And then just from there, we kind of go up and add more things, which will add a little bit more price to it. But basically skis, snowboards is treat it like a car, basically always do your maintenance on it. So coming in every so often, we'll take a look at it and we'll help you out with it. So.
Yeah, that's one of the big things I wanted to ask you about was the maintenance, how important it is. I mean, how important is it for someone to be regularly coming in here, tuning their skis, make sure they're ready for the mountain?
So basically, the more you come in and get it tuned and looked at, making sure it's all fresh and ready to go, the more you'll be able to enjoy the snow. So whenever it's icy, if your edges aren't really sharp, you're going to be slipping and falling. Not going to be having a whole lot of fun with that. If your base is not going to be waxed or anything like that, you're going to be sticking. You're not going to be having as much fun. You're going to be kind of, again, falling a lot. So the more that we kind of can help control that for you, the more you'll be able to enjoy that. You'll be able to get out more often. And then also it basically like a car, like I said earlier, it will extend the life of the skis and board, just making sure that everything is still dialed in for you.
And how often would you say people should be coming in for a regular skier?
For a regular skier, it truly does depend on how often you're going out. I'd say at least coming in at least every month or a couple months, depending on how often you go. For those more aggressive skiers, you'll definitely want to come in a lot more often. But if you're more of a casual skier, you can kind of get away with kind of skipping every so often.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of take a look into your little office here, I guess I could say. Some of the things that people can expect when they come in here ready to get a tuning service done. What's kind of the step-by-step process that you would go through for someone who's coming in?
So the steps that we do is we start them off here at this computer, and we'll have them fill out their information, basically get their height, weight, skier type, age. That way we know the DIN setting and basically can get everything set up for you to get out on the mountain. And then we'll basically take a look at the skis, see what we have to do. If we have to do any base work, we'll take a look at that, make sure that that's going to be dialed in. That will add a little bit extra of a charge just depending on the amount of work that we have to put into it. It starts off at 12 and then goes up further just depending on the materials that we have to use. The other thing that we do is if you're going to be doing a mount with us, we just want to make sure that we have the right jig for you to be able to do a mount. We have most jigs, so a lot of bindings we will be able to mount up for the customers. So we usually don't have an issue with that. And then after that, we basically will mount the skis or adjust the skis if that's what the customer is looking for. After that, once we get into a tune, what we do is we have them, it'll be ran over our belt and stone, adding some material underneath the bottom, just getting rid of the excess, and then just adding that good volume to it and pattern basically. So a lot of skis will have that on the bottom, that way it helps them glide across the snow really easy, and basically we'll do that for everybody to start off. Then we have our edger right here. This is what's going to keep your edges pretty sharp. That way you're not having issues in that ice or compact snow. This will basically keep that life to where you're able to enjoy that and not be falling around a whole lot with that. And then we have our jet waxer right here. This is our final step. We'll run the skis, snowboards over this. This is our waxer right here. That's our buff. So we'll basically run it over this first, and then we'll run over that to add that smooth, kind of glossy finish to it. And then you'll be all set for that season.
Well, that is absolutely fantastic, and it's super important for the life of the ski and making sure that things are ready to go for the season. I'm sure things are going to get really busy here in the next couple of days and the next couple of weeks here. I just wanted to ask you personally, you've been working here for a couple of years. What do you think is maybe one of the most exciting things about the snow season coming up?
Most exciting thing is just being able to get out there and enjoy it. There's nothing quite like Utah snow. I'd even say that it's one of the best places in the world to go ski and snowboard. That's here on our home side in the U.S. Outside of that, you'd basically have to go outside to like Europe or Japan. So it's pretty awesome to be able to have some of the greatest snow here on earth here in our hometown in Park City and kind of all around us. We've got so much different resorts near us too that offers amazing terrain. We've got the Cottonwoods, we got Park City, Deer Valley, Woodward's even over here. So we've got so many different options here to go enjoy that snow that we've got and go have fun. It's kind of gives us the ability to go be like little kids and go play in the snow.
We absolutely can't wait for it. And for anyone who wants to come here, get their skis tuned up, get ready for the season, how can they get here to Sun and Ski Sports? Where are you located? When are you guys open, I should say?
So we're located at the outlets in that lower section. The week of Thanksgiving, we'll be opening up at 8 in the morning until 7 o'clock at night. Just getting everybody ready for their rentals and getting their personal skis and snowboards ready for that day in the snow. So yeah.
Well, Garrett, we really appreciate the time. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we cannot wait for the snow season. Hey everyone, it's Blake from the Scoreboard. I don't really know how to say this, but I just got word that our station as a whole is shutting down. And what that means is that the Scoreboard is no longer going to be running. The Scoreboard is no longer going to be covering sports in general or sports specifically in the Wasatch Back. This was news to me. I had no idea. But we just got word that
all of the employees here at the station were done today. I had no idea it was at that point. I am very devastated, to say the least. And I'm as devastated as I am because I have truly loved every second of working here and covering these teams. I got here December 1st of last year. I was still in college. And it has been unbelievable. 104 episodes, countless interviews, over 300 kids. It's been an unbelievable ride, and I all I can think about is how much I'm going to miss all of the athletes, coaches, faculty, the parents. I'm just going to miss being around the games, being around you incredible athletes, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much, and I have loved getting to cover each and every one of you, and I just wanted to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart. I also want it to be known that although I am leaving, or although I'm being let go, I didn't get fired, all right? Don't let that start getting around that I got fired. The station is shutting down. But yeah, I don't have some grand finale. I don't get to really say goodbye to everyone in a heartfelt way. Again, this was very sudden. Had no idea that this would happen, that this was the state of the station, to be completely honest. I thought we were a little better off than we were. So unfortunately, that is it. So I want to thank every single person that has been around, supported the show, watched the show, enjoyed the show, taken time after a game to talk to me. I've had the best job in the world for the last year, and I am truly, truly grateful for each and every one of you, and I will miss each and every one of you so much. So that's going to do it. That is it, and who knows, maybe someday we'll meet, or our paths will cross in another way. But I just have one last thing to say, and that's Regan Boger, you better win that 4th state title for South Summit. That's all I have to say. So take care. Love you all. Thank you so much for everything, and we'll see you around.